You're listening to the AfterBuzz TV network, now the largest new media platform on the web, and your #1 source for after-show entertainment.
Very good, Keith. Johnson.
From the AfterBuzz Studios in Los Angeles, California, presented by Maria Menounos and Bing.com, and streaming live thanks to Akamai Technologies, this is AfterBuzz TV's Real Housewives of Atlanta After Show. We'll break down tonight's episode and get you all the latest news and gossip. If you'd like to buzz in on tonight's show, you can buzz us at 424-256-1729. That's 424-256-1729. And now, another post-game wrap-up show for your favorite TV show. It's AfterBuzz TV's Real Housewives of Atlanta After Show.
Yo, what up, AfterBuzzers? Bing is for doing, and we are here doing another AfterBuzz TV After Show for The Real Housewives of Atlanta, Season 5, Episode 7. I do, but I won't. I don't get that title, but I'm DJ Jesse Janedy in studio with the lovely Stephanie Bauer.
Hey, boo.
And I'm making her Gone with the Wind fabulously. Miss Corrinne Williams. Welcome.
Hello.
Girl, this is like Gone with the Wind fabulous.
Gone with the Wind fabulous.
Yes.
Yes, honey. I just need my 18 inches so I can flip it like Kenya did.
So you could be just as fabulous.
If you couldn't see on the camera, she did 3 spins.
Yes.
The same amount we counted.
And sat in her chair.
With poise and grace.
With
Hello.
the same color
Yes.
shawl, we'll call it.
Same color shawl as her dress and same skin color. Holler. Get your right.
This was actually a really good episode. I enjoyed it immensely. Hopefully we're going to get Williams-Stewart on the phone. Mikey Watts could not join us today, but hopefully he will be calling in as well. And I'm really excited because I got some juice for you guys, so some topics to discuss later on in the episode.
You've been teasing us all night about it.
I have.
I'm itching for it.
I know how Corrinne likes tea. So
Yeah, we don't know either. So.
Okay, let's talk about this last week, the birthday threesome question with Miss Kenya.
Yeah. Nothing much more happened after what we saw last week, but...
I'm surprised how easily that fire was put out.
But it was edited. Like, when they cut away, you look back and Phaedra's already sitting down
She's
next
friends
to
again.
Apollo. Like, they edited it so much.
But still, I don't think anything happened
No,
because
nothing
Phaedra
did,
was...
yeah.
Nothing happened, but Phaedra did turn it up. You saw that vein come out of her neck? She was like, don't start no bullshit.
Yeah,
That's my husband.
And she said bullshit, which you know
She
Phaedra
never
cusses
No.
unless you're secretly recording her.
Exactly.
Well, and she also did... she got country ghetto because she was like,
Ooh.
now go on now. now you go on.
Now go on
Don't
with
you
it.
put your paws on Apollo. Go on now. I was like, ooh.
She pulled that line from Scrappy on Love and Hip Hop.
She did, actually.
She did. Everybody putting them paws on them.
And then it kind of sizzles down.
Yeah, Kenya apologized and they're walking away.
Cynthia, I was really surprised, kind of put the... kind of calmed everything
Yeah,
down.
she's like, don't disrespect.
More so than NeNe or anyone else, I would think.
Do you really think NeNe would?
NeNe
No,
was
I love
stirring that
NeNe.
pot tonight.
NeNe, I mean, in every situation.
Stirring it.
It's almost like she has something going on the side with the producers. Like, all right, it's your responsibility.
You
to
know what
pull
I
these
think?
people
No,
in.
I honestly, I think what it is she knows how the game works. And I think we talked last week. I was going back at old interviews of the girls, and NeNe was on Wendy right before the season started.
I saw that one.
And she said, she's like, because Wendy was like, you're too big for this. Why are you doing it? She said, Bravo's been great to me, so I'm going to give it to him one last time. One last time. And I think that that's what this is. She's over it. She's done. So now it's just like, let's let the kids play.
But you don't think that she really is a good judge of character? I think
I
that
think
she
No, I
is
do.
very discerning, and I think she knows what's up.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I
I
think
thought
she
you
knows how
said
the game
something
is, and
different.
she's like, let's let the kids play. Let's see what I can get.
But let me stir that pot.
Yeah,
Right.
she knows. She is a good judge of character, but We interviewed her for Holly Scoop the other day, and she was saying that she would love to do the show again.
Really?
Yeah.
So where are the reports coming from that she's not going to do it
I don't know.
anymore?
And we were
I
talking
don't think there are reports that she's not going to do it. I think
read that she wouldn't be returning back for another season.
she's just
she's
kind of
still in
keeping
Atlanta
it
too.
out
She
there.
doesn't live in LA. She's still in Atlanta. But she said about editing, she knows that they might edit her to look crazy or any of the girls to look crazy, and she's like, I give the editors a lot to work with. She's like, I know that's what they're doing. So she knows how the editing's going to make this episode and every episode.
And it made
getting a
this
check.
episode.
Yeah.
I mean, this episode, she said, so Miss Kenya, what's up with y'all relationship? It don't really look like a relationship.
Is that when this starts already?
It
yeah,
started
at
right there.
dinner.
At dinner.
Or yeah, when they're sitting down outside.
When
And-
she proposes that indecent proposal to Apollo.
Yep, that's when it starts.
started.
Mm-hmm.
NeNe
And
called her out.
Kenya didn't really comment on it, kind of simmered down.
She chuckled.
And then Greg stands up and says, I'm going to cook for everyone.
Right.
Good job, Greg. We appreciate that.
I wonder how the food was. I didn't see him with no seasoned salt.
I didn't see any seasoning.
No hot
I don't know.
sauce.
The food looked good.
It did look good,
but
actually.
the flavoring. What's the flavor? Candy, what was it? Did
Look-
you enjoy his food?
Candy. Ooh, that was low-key sad because she looked like she liked to
That
eat.
was no
in that little
shade.
porno clip that she shot.
Pound disgusting.
I
That was
cannot
so
with
gross.
that.
I didn't like that.
But before we get to that,
Okay.
Porsha, so while Greg's cooking, Porsha pulls Cynthia aside and was like, so what was up with last night? She wanted to start the party, so she's
Yes,
like,
she
she
did.
I hope that was a perfect cam of both of you guys.
Yeah,
Yes,
she
she
did.
She was like, if that was me and my husband, I think you should have been dancing in the front. She was like, Cynthia was, what do you mean?
Which is what we all thought. We thought if Cynthia was in the front, it'd been a little different. But yeah, Cynthia acted like she didn't know. Do you guys think that she didn't know?
They went to the clip. She clearly looked back at it.
She
Look
not
back
only
at it.
when they
Look
went back.
at it. Look back at it.
Little
But this is my question for girls. When you
Alright.
look back at it, do you really look back at it, or are your eyes closed? Like, but you know what I mean?
No, I'm looking at mine.
You were looking
Because
at
she
yours.
sticks out, so I gotta. see
But Miss
what's going
Cynthia's
on.
don't stick out.
Cynthia has a donkey. Get
No,
your life.
Cynthia was
That thing
looking
is huge.
back, and when Cynthia saw Kenya getting lower, she got lower, so she can't act like she didn't see it.
Ooh.
She
Ooh.
did.
Ooh.
When she saw Kenya
Bloop.
getting lower, she got lower too, and she couldn't
That's
get as
true.
low as Kenya, but she tried.
But maybe she was saying that she didn't see her put
That
that
close?
extra
I know.
sauce on that sandwich.
It was really close.
Because Porsha was like, she really
Bull
gave her
bop.
all the business. Like, yeah, she was really shaking it on your man's situation.
Well, while they were having that conversation, Peter and the guys were talking about wedding vows and talking about how black people love them some all-white parties.
We just like themed things.
They
It's
just
always
always
all
happen to be
white.
all white.
We do
Or all black.
parties.
Not all black's not as popular, I don't think. It's usually all white.
Yeah,
no,
I did.
no, we do black parties.
Oh, really? Okay.
Uh-huh, yeah.
But you know what? It is the all-white party is usually like the biggest
It's
gala.
the
Like,
event. Thanks
Like
to P.
P.
Diddy,
Diddy,
for putting
yeah.
it on the map,
Yep.
actually.
But then NeNe will show up in
So-
blue, so.
Right.
I can't.
Probably
believe.
because she was carrying the Tiffany boxes.
Okay, she was
Right.
like kind of the maid of honor.
No, she knew what she was doing with that.
I love it. I love these.
So at dinner, we find out that Candy got frisky in the hot tub.
Nasty.
Which we did not even care about.
Well,
actually, we did
Phaedra
care about
cared.
it. Phaedra cares.
And I wish you could have saw. I wish we could have saw her face right when Candy like explained that. I bet she would have halfway eaten something like. Lord, now you see why. That's why she keeps her cookie clean.
because she's in love with it. And the only way she's getting in that jacuzzi is if she puts Clorox in it.
I love how Greg was the one that was like, wait a second. You guys got in there? Oh, Greg.
Grandpa Greg.
Yeah.
I love Greg.
While they're all having their fun little conversation and whatnot, Walter pulls Kenya from the table.
Which was
Wait,
ridiculous.
this is so weird. This is like, where did I even write about this? This is so weird that he pulled her away. I feel like, again, and I'm like so jaded, I just feel like it's all producers, but I feel like the producers made him do that. Why would you ever pull your girl away from a dinner party to sit down and give her like the
Talk
most
about nothing.
anticlimactic thing ever?
Well, from the blogs, it is the producers that are making him do
Yes.
these little things.
So he knows his
I
job.
think it's true.
Yeah, like he knows his role in the show. It's like, all right, get up, make it look like something. And tell
Ooh,
Kenya.
is this the proposal?
proposal?
Like, what are you doing with your finger?
But then NeNe calls her out like, "Oh, child, y'all ain't gonna do nothing. Go on."
When they were walking away at dinner.
Yeah, she said that. I said NeNe is busting balls left and right on this episode.
Right, and it was just like, wow, wow. He said he needs help tomorrow. Why?
To sit down.
I know.
And do
And then
nothing.
she said, so I'm a bridesmaid. He's like, I guess. She's like, well, are you a groomsman or whatever? He's like, I guess. It was the stupidest conversation ever.
That was just whack. I mean,
But it made us happy. It was very
I'm
uncomfortable to
tired
watch.
of the
It was.
flat top. I'm still tired of the flat top. I can't look past anything else that Walter says.
Okay, see, last
Flat
week I
top.
thought he was charming. This
He's
week,
looking
he looked a little crazy this week.
on vacation. He's looking better because he's out of his tow truck shirt, and so he was looking better. And last week he was kind of charming, like having a little fun. But yeah, this week it was back to no good.
Maybe they should just write him a better script.
Well, he's
You
almost
know?
done for anyway, right?
Well, yeah.
I feel like
he went
next
on the radio
episode is
show.
next
So-
episode's the last one.
Wow, wow.
Party over.
So before we get into the wedding,
Okay.
that morning, NeNe was getting her herded, which now I know who does NeNe's hair out here. Those fabulous little, side weaves. She be doing the little Mary J. Blige and Miss Gina, and I know NeNe was missing some Miss Gina having that white girl do her hair because she had
It was
that
like
thing
the
stuck up like a
extension.
cockatoo in the back.
It was the wind that was blowing.
That was the one. I know the part you're talking about because I saw the one when she's saying
Yes.
da-da. But like when they were doing her hair, it's like one little extension this big, shown clipped in. Like the front looked horrible. Poor NeNe.
I love
do
you,
her.
NeNe.
Don't do a black woman's hair. It is hard to maintain.
And that's why you
Okay.
need Miss Gina.
Right. She couldn't afford to go to Anguilla.
Right. So then she keeps asking Kenya about her relationship. And Kenya kind of kept her cool and was like, I know what I'm doing. I know how to stay faithful.
Yeah, this is where they start talking about cheating.
I don't believe that.
I don't believe it either. It seemed like she said it really slow. She's like, I have never cheated on any man I've ever been with ever.
Let me think.
Like-
Yeah.
She wanted to say it, but she wanted to think like, who really could have proof that
No,
I
she's
done
like,
it?
damn, I have cheated on every man. That's why I'm not married. Oh. And then Miss Porsha comes in.
Looking so
and
good, and Kenya was just like, so
so cute.
jealous.
NeNe kind of stirred the pot up a little bit. Was like, oh, y'all.
little?
No, right there it was just a little bit. Just a little. She just
Well,
wanted
she
them to have a
said-
taste.
She's like, you seem like you guys are getting along better now.
Yeah.
Nothing wrong with
Well,
that, I
like, yeah.
guess.
And Miss Kenya made the quick move up to get out. And then she kind of talked with Porsha about it. And Portia's like, there's a whole new side of Miss Kenya. I never knew she had all these faces.
She's just like, I'm keeping my distance.
Kenya said the
basically.
fight was irrelevant. Their fight about the Miss USA.
Because it
thing.
was so long ago. Which, editing-wise, it might have been. Because I know
It was
Por-
the week before.
No, it was
'Cause
before
that's
Kim
when
left,
she got
right?
invited. Holler.
Was I guess maybe.
Well, we don't know the way the show is shown, yes, but the way it was actually shot,
Yeah.
I don't know what that was. But before we get into the lovely wedding situation that happened, I want to give a shout out to everyone at home. We love you guys, and we're sorry last week's video got up so late, but we saw that you guys gave us so much love that it came up. But we need your help to get us to #1 on iTunes. So after you leave us a comment on YouTube, go over to iTunes, search for Real Housewives of Atlanta, AfterBuzz, download, rate, subscribe, and leave us a comment. If you leave us a comment with your Twitter handle, we will give you a shout out. And I have some shout outs to give. Shout out to Stacy Long and Eddie McChee.
Oh.
And then someone else, I don't know, it was like a bunch of squares, so shout out to you.
Shout out
Um,
to Symbols.
And for you, I will stop doing my faux British accent. Just this episode.
Did someone else complain
'cause
about it?
I'm gonna bring
We're
it. was
not-
the same
did-
person.
Oh, it was complain. Oh, okay.
Um,
I like your
Aw,
accent.
Just
poor
this week.
Jesse.
just this week.
I think you did
Next
it when
week
you
it's coming
introduced
back.
me.
No, it wasn't faux British. It was like a little
Oh, okay.
flair. All right, let's talk about this
Oh, the
Massage.
wedding. Oh.
table before we get to the wedding. Hold
At
up.
first, I felt like Kenya was gonna pick a fight before the wedding, just to make it more about her, and also because she's kind of upset about the wedding. I thought that she was gonna try to pick a fight,
Mm.
but when you watch the massage, they were like ganging up on her. Like, drop it. It's her relationship. As
I
much
can
as
understand drop it.
As much as I like to see. As much as I like to see the fighting, it's like, leave her alone. Like, who are you to say if her relationship's fake? I mean...
Right, you can bring it up because it probably does look crazy. Imagine these girls, it probably looks crazy. Bring it up, but then when she she don't need to keep defending herself.
NeNe looks like obsessed with her relationship now because she keeps
No, because
bringing it
NeNe
up.
wants to push it up.
That's how it's edited. I just think that it was normal girl talk. Like the same way that you talk to your girls, you talk to your homeboys, you're bringing things up. And that's just what it comes up.
Okay, but
because she
for
asked,
that to be the...
But to be fair, though, she asked Candy, NeNe did, she asked Candy about, hey, so do you think y'all are going to get married, etc. And then she asked the other single person there, like, are you going to get married?
No.
Well, your relationship seems kind of awkward. I
She
mean,
was trying
imagine if you guys were there and you're watching the awkwardness. Everyone else is like in love and they're like barely touching. Walter's like, did you take your meds? It's 3 o'clock. Like, get your life. Like, come on.
I think that NeNe asked everyone else and was like rushing it, checking her clock, like, hurry up and give me your answer so I can get on to Kenya.
I feel like that's
she
what...
did,
Yes.
And I feel like, again, NeNe knows something with the producers, which Jesse found out last week, that he was paid to be on the show and it's all fake or whatever. I feel like NeNe knows that, and that's why she won't drop it. Like, come on, you are not that.
I don't even think she knew it then.
I'm gonna say this. I don't think the producers might have told her, but it's Atlanta, and this guy is well known. You're telling me that someone didn't find something? You know what I mean? Someone could have spilled some tea to Miss NeNe.
Exactly. I think as much as NeNe likes drama, I don't think she would keep hanging on to this if she didn't know.
No, and she's holding on to it because she's being the mean girl, which is fine because I love it.
Yeah.
But she's trying to get Kenya to break.
No.
On camera, and NeNe's the one responsible. She's trying to.
I'm the odd one out today, and I say no.
That's
I don't think so.
crazy.
I don't think so. I don't see it like that. I just think that NeNe's spot on with her observation.
You would still keep going on and on and on.
Yes. See, well, today when what's that child's name? Porsha, she was on Wendy Williams and she was saying, well, you guys don't see, when we were in Anguilla, it was really awkward, the interaction between Walter and Kenya. She was like, what you're seeing on TV, that's one thing, but like to actually be in that place with them,
I guess I'm glad NeNe's pointing it out for everybody to see.
Thanks, Lanithia Monique.
All right. So before we get out to that, let's talk a little bit about the positive things. Peter was waiting at the vowel renewal setup.
That was so touching.
Cynthia asking about the prime minister.
No, the food. This heifer was asking about the food. She was like, there gonna be food there?
No,
Get some drink?
And then she goes, well, I guess the food's inside.
In the tent. She's like, there ain't a lot of people out here.
Wait, I hope it doesn't take long. How long do you think it's gonna take? Girl, you about to get married again. Come on.
Right.
Aw. I like Cynthia and Peter so much better. We always gave them a hard time, like they're not gonna last, and who knows if they'll still last, but I do like them a lot better now. I think they're more for real than we thought they were.
It looks sketchy last season though.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Like the losing of all of his the money within the bar, and then she couldn't have everything she wanted. They didn't even have rings.
I know. What was that again though? You mentioned that during the show. Did he not have money to afford the rings?
Well, that
or
was
they
the
just
rumor
didn't have
last
them?
year. He didn't have any coins.
So when they got married, they didn't have rings. I forgot that part. Okay.
All right. So Cynthia's like bugging out, like, what's going on? Miss NeNe, I love when she said, "Child, go and get married."
Yeah.
Child.
But didn't you think it was funny how Peter is standing up at the faux altar or whatever you call this, and Cynthia turns around and she's like, "NeNe, where's the prime minister?" I'm like, girl, bye.
She was
like
flustered
like,
and embarrassed.
I don't know. She's acting like NeNe playing the whole thing.
Yeah.
Like, give your husband some attention.
Exactly.
The first,
You're not
I think,
marrying NeNe.
I know. I think Cynthia's like a little obsessed with NeNe, and the first thing she thinks is like NeNe.
Well, we can get
Well,
into
remember
that.
the friend contract.
I remember that. How could we forget?
Oh my God.
You forgot?
I did.
You forgot?
It slipped my mind, but
I write all my friends' names now.
I haven't gotten mine yet.
Okay, you got it real
Miss
fast.
Phaedra said, "Whoop, Peter is a black angel."
In all
white.
It was like meet Joe White.
I love
he
that
was
movie.
He was sweet.
All right, he was very sweet, but I did not need to see that close up of them kissing.
That was
That was
disgusting.
He was
disgusting.
munching on her mouth like you ever seen like a grandfather like spit his food back in his napkin? It
Please.
was
Like dentures.
Like half of his tongue was out, and she was like kissing the chin. It
ooh.
was.
Haven't we seen them do that before? I feel
I
like we
No,
have.
No, I hope not.
But let's not. That was blocked out of my memory if it
Ew.
was.
I like that they got really sentimental.
Yeah, it was good to
It was
see
sweet.
because Cynthia can sometimes when
Be
it comes to
very-
Peter come very cold, look very
She's
cold.
very, very stoic, I guess.
Yeah, and
Guarded.
she was cute when she was talking to the girls later. She's like, Peter acts like he's all this and that. She's like, but he'll cry at
The
the drop of
first
a
one to
hat.
cry.
Yeah,
Exactly.
aw.
And he
Love
did.
it.
Now then, Miss Cynthia goes to throw the bouquet of flowers behind. You know, Miss Kenya was like, "Ooh, I'm gonna catch me this," but she didn't. NeNe caught it, and
Because
Greg.
NeNe, like, quarterback in front of her, like, practically. I thought they should have given it to cute little Candy, but that's like a non-factor, I guess. It was all about
She was
Kenya.
a non-motherfucker factor.
Oh.
So NeNe caught it, and then Greg's in the back. Let's just say clapping like the clumps.
Clumps.
Yay, we're gonna get married.
He was too. I noticed it before she even said it. He literally was jumping up and down.
That clap. We're going, yay!
Me crying.
Yay! I get a couple, like, just, you know what I mean, joking around, but he was.
He was
He was
jumping.
mad hype, like he just slam dunked something, like yeah, in your face, in your face.
In my dress socks.
I love that NeNe called him out as a clump. She's
Yeah,
like,
that
hold
was
on.
funny.
Oh,
But
that's
NeNe was
so
excited about it.
cute.
She
And what did she
was.
say? She made a comment like, not yet.
Yeah,
Like something
She
like,
was like,
Totally.
Greg's acting like we about to get married to my child.
Oh,
Not
and the other
yet,
day-
he still got some proving to do.
On the other day on the red carpet, he was right with her.
was
Of
he?
course.
Oh, yeah. Right behind
Love
her.
them.
Aw.
So then the wish lanterns.
Some made it up into the sky, some did not.
Kenya's was like,
And I said right before that, I was like, ooh, imagine if Kenya just went.
And then
It sure did.
too.
First Candy's did, and I was like, oh.
I felt bad for little Candy because they're so like left out anyway, and they're so little, and I just like feel bad for them on the
Just
trip.
because
people.
they're little.
They are no, like they're just on the trip. They're like the cute little couple that just wants alone time, and they're so cute. And it could have been their big symbol of look, we're the next ones to get married, and then it fell.
Girl, bye.
Oh, I
Whatever.
felt bad for
What-
them.
No,
I did. I was
Me
dying when
neither.
Kenya's crashed too. Right?
That one, yes.
it was funny.
Girl,
The
you
whole
knew that was gonna
situation.
happen. What did I say? Oh, and then we got to the oh no moment. I wrote Candy's little random porn shoot thing of them after the hot
Which
tub.
was disgusting. I cannot get that out of my head. What was that?
It was not really flattering for you, Candy.
No, he only tilted the camera down once, but like that was enough.
to see her. To show off
Situation.
that body is what he said. Let's see that body.
Aw.
Well, forget that. Let's get into girls' night, the main event. Ding, ding, ding.
I need a
Um,
glass of
Can-
wine.
first of all, don't you think that Cynthia should be with Peter?
That's what because on the boat ride, NeNe was talking about,
Let's
oh,
plan, yeah.
let's do a girls' night. I thought she was just doing it to kind of keep Cynthia's mind going.
Exactly.
But
They really did it.
yeah, I would think because Peter was like, oh, I'm gonna finally get it in on our wedding night because we didn't get to because we
But
had.
I know.
they've been getting it in. Remember, Cynthia was in third
Oh,
shift, honey. Get your life.
I love how they gave it a dig. I guess it was at Kenya or what. He's like, if you are around all this all
Yes.
day and you don't go back to your hotel room and do something, there's something wrong with your relationship.
Hello. And that's when Walter was like, shoulder tap. Kenya, let's go. I'm feeling awkward. Do.
Cue the exit.
Just
All
saying.
right, so girls' night.
Spit it out.
They start talking about Kenya's attitude and how, NeNe said, "Ooh, I was excited to hang out with Miss Kenya because I heard so much about you."
Yeah.
Porsha, what do you think about Miss Kenya's attitude? And Porsha said, I'm shocked, and
It
she
started
seems
out
different.
fine, but
Then NeNe goes, so she's like, that wasn't deep enough. Well, what happened that night?
she knows exactly.
Remember that fight?
She's like, well, what exactly happened? Like,
And I thought, honestly, probably not the best place to bring it up, but why not? You know what? Everyone's having a good time. It's when you have like serious conversations, and I guess it is better if you guys are all in a good mood, and
But
I feel like Porsha said it in a good way. Like,
yes.
no,
I think you don't.
I think at first, initially, she did, and I'm Team Porsha. But I think initially she did. However, she began to get really, I won't say defensive, but she really started getting very personal. Like, there's one thing when just you're bringing it up, but then you're just like, and you, that's what she was doing to Kenya.
Yeah.
And then even Kenya was trying to diffuse the situation, and she was like, well, you know, it's kind of irrelevant right now. And then Portia's like, well, why is it irrelevant? And then that's when...
Also, the second Kenya walked up, she was like the last one to arrive. I feel like they all might have been talking about her before she got there. And the second before she even sits in her chair, she's like, oh, thank God there's wine. It was like wine fueled that it
Oh,
was
of
going to
course.
start.
And as soon as NeNe asked the question, she went straight down and looked at her nails like,
Exactly.
But so did Cynthia. She has her glass of wine, and Phaedra's over there grubbing on them strawberries and that whipped cream.
I love you, Phaedra, but she had her legs up. She was not.
She was like a little mouse over there getting her grub on. I was like, damn, girl, you hungry?
Not hungry. I don't know why, because it was just whipped cream. That's all
Oh
she was
my
eating.
gosh. She
And
was
they were
going
just
in.
watching them for a good second. Like,
That was seriously like the old original Real Housewives looking at the two new young girls that are just like, I don't even know, fighting, and they're all just like holding their glasses of wine and looking and eating the whipped cream. Like,
they're like, entertain us. Yes, go deeper. Go
And
Please.
Phaedra has it easy because she don't really got to do anything. Actually, Candy has it the easiest.
Candy wasn't even there,
Right.
FYI.
Oh, yeah.
Really?
She was getting her.
Oh, yeah,
her-
yeah. She was making
her
another
groove
porno.
On. Gotta get your groove
She was
on.
making her candy-coated nights.
Holler.
I wonder if it would have been different if Candy was there. Probably
no.
not.
No,
Probably not.
she would have
She
been
would've
quiet
just-
right next to Phaedra. Like,
No, she would have been messy along with NeNe. Because, you know, Candy throws digs.
yeah,
Lots of
she would have had
shade.
like a
She
one or
gives
two
shade.
Yeah,
lines.
she does.
Uh-huh.
So Kenya says that Portia's a non-factor, not relevant, randomly. Like,
No,
okay,
Porsha
here's
was
the
Portia called her a
non-factor
non-factor first.
I
but
wrote it
then
down.
Kenya says you're a non-Mickey
right,
Ficky
but she
factor.
said that because Kenya called her a bitch.
No.
Who really started it? I thought I wrote
Porsha.
down that Porsha did. She
Porsha
called
did.
her a non-factor first.
Yes,
and
I'm with you.
Started it.
Okay.
Yes. And then after Kenya called her a non-Mickey Ficky factor, and then she was like, "Oh please, bitch."
And then, but Kenya got up in her face first.
Yes.
All right.
She
And-
definitely took
and-
it Detroit.
Well, because
Hood rat. That's
She-
what Porsha said.
Can we
not
talk
me.
about? Wait, can we just talk about Kenya's, not Detroit, her magic that she explains?
oh yeah, her pedigree, her magic.
Her
She
magic.
witches.
I can be ghetto. I can be intelligent. I can be. Well, girl,
No,
damn
she said,
girl.
I am all of these things. And I'm like thinking to myself, like, who wants to be noted as a ghetto person? Miss USA.
Mhm.
And I like Kenya.
Mind
That's
you,
the
hold
thing.
up, pause note. Miss Kenya note. Hold up right there.
Hold it.
Because we forgot, real quick, we're going to get right back into that subject. When Miss Kenya said, Miss NeNe, I know how to get a ring. I've been.
Six.
times.
Well, girl, what done happened? That you
Six.
fucking thirsty and chasing down. Girl, you scratching the walls like, what the?
Hence the reason why she's with Flat Top now. Holler.
What happened to those six,
Six
men?
proposals.
I just think, like, as a woman, if I've been engaged 6 times or had someone propose to me 6 times, I'm not telling the world.
I
It's
feel
the
like-
best kept secret. I'm taking it to my grave.
I feel
Holler.
like a lot of
know?
these housewives have
Please.
said that before. Like, I've been proposed so many times. Like, who else said it
Is
on
that
one of
a
the other
badge of
franchises?
honor?
Right.
It kind of seems like it with these girls.
You get a Purple Heart.
Right.
It is in 4th grade.
Oh, God. Get a feel.
I mean, you know.
I don't know. That was random.
All right, I just wanted to throw that out there. Back to the whole. Then NeNe goes, you know, we was just having a nice little conversation. Miss Kenya went all the way cuckoo. I mean, cuckoo.
And then does something crazy with her face.
I love NeNe this episode.
Me too.
Kenya starts acting up like, you can kiss the blackest part of my ass.
Uh-huh.
First of all, here's the thing about that. I imagine 2 spots on your ass that could have been the blackest, and I didn't need to think about that, Miss Kenya. I did not need to think about that.
You know that's a black saying.
I'm just saying.
Kiss the blackest part. Every black woman says
So NeNe
Black.
grabs hold of her. was like doing the tango with her, dancing around.
Yeah, they were all only
That
worried
was a
about
tango.
Kenya. They weren't worried about Porsha at all.
But
Well,
did
no, at
y'all-
first, Cynthia was holding Porsha back like,
Cynthia
did that 'cause she knew
up
Porsha wasn't
behind
gonna
her,
take-
but then when everybody like went to where Kenya was, Cynthia is sitting down next to Porsha, and Portia's like going off, and Cynthia's just like, "Okay, girl."
right. I want to hear
Okay,
what's
let me-
going on over there.
You all right? I'm going over here. Like she left them. She left her all by herself.
Yeah.
That was hilarious. And then, so while NeNe's over with Kenya, Kenya talking about, anyone want to step to me, I'll get Detroit. And NeNe said, oh no, honey, that just got you feeling like that.
No, she said, I will punch
punch.
her. Yeah, I'll punch her in her face or something. And NeNe said, that dress got you feeling like that? Oh no. And walked away.
Walked to Miss Porsha,
Yeah.
explaining how, she kept explaining how smart she is. Now, here's my thing. When you have to keep explaining how smart you are, I feel like, I don't know, you guys might not agree with
Say it.
me. I just kind of feel like you probably feel like a lower class than the other girls, like you have something to prove. I feel like when you have to explain yourself that many times, I don't know.
I didn't
Agree?
see it like that.
You didn't see it like that?
No, I just saw it as Kenya definitely feeling like she was better than Porsha in that realm. That's all.
Well, what else did you think of some of the dishes? I know Porsha
Well, she
commented
told her.
about.
See, the things that she kept saying to Porsha was like, "Read a book." So, and to me, she's insinuating that she's silly,
Dumb.
like an airhead.
Like the
yeah.
cheerleader, stupid, young.
Yeah, she kept saying that too. And then if you notice, if you watch it again, like she kept saying, and she just keeps saying she's not gonna have me a part of her cheerleader circle. I don't care, but you keep saying it,
Right.
Kenya.
Well, I think that Porsha really pissed her off in the beginning because she's like,
The 40
she's like, it's not like you were an honored guest. Well, kind of wasn't she an honored guest?
I don't think she was an
I don't-
honored guest. I
She's
think
like-
she just invited her.
She's like, there were some other football players' wives
Wives.
with some huge
Huge
charities.
charities.
Yeah. So I think that pissed her off. But I think what really pissed Kenya off is the tramp comment, and girls get mad when they're called something that they know that they are, and if Kenya wasn't like
Wait, Kenya called Porsha a tramp
I'm
first?
sorry, Porsha called Kenya a tramp.
But that was after she called her a bitch.
Well, yeah. But I'm just saying that's the thing that Kenya
Trigger.
got so mad about, and I feel like girls really get mad about stuff if someone calls them out on something that's true.
Oh, I thought it was about the 40 because she kept talking
Me
about,
too.
I am 40 and I am fabulous. I am.
She was like, and you got your title in 1990 whatever.
No, she said
something.
1980 something.
Oh, that she
She
said
was,
1990.
which I think it is 90, but she said it twice. The second time when she was far away, she was like 1980. I think she said 89. So I think that's kind of a deeper jab because it was 1990
She was,
something. but-
well, she kept
Yeah.
on digging at her. She was like, well, you're still talking about something that you did 50 years ago.
Yeah, no, Portia's got it dead on. If you want to piss a girl off that's older than you by a significant amount, you talk about how they're like 50 years older
She
than
did
you.
that.
And
I
it
mean,
worked.
Kenya
It
said, so
did.
everyone who won before me is irrelevant. Not to say they're irrelevant, but it's just like,
Good point.
how about you talk about the movies you were in that were like a couple of years ago? And you know what I mean? It's always Miss USA, Miss USA.
No, I think she talks about everything.
Does she?
Yes.
I haven't heard
I'm
one
a
thing she's named.
producer. I'm a producer
Of
this. I'm a
what?
producer that. Exactly. 'cause I
Donkey
don't think it
video, which is
anything.
out on video on DVD.
I don't think Phaedra and Apollo used her for that.
I'm sure they
Yeah,
did.
get
I
your
don't know.
life.
I kind of like am on not on Portia's side, but I feel like Porsha had some good points. Or no, I feel like Porsha was wrong. Portia's like, what have you done? What have you done? Well, she's kind of done a lot. When we were introduced to Kenya on the show, she gave us a list of everything she's done.
I will give Miss
and it's
Kenya. Let's
kind
give
of
Miss
a
Kenya a
lot.
round of applause. Let's just give her a round. The girl's going through some hard times. She on medication.
Well,
Let's just
no,
give her
it's not.
a little pat on the back.
It's not even the hard times, but she has done a lot.
She has.
And I think when Portia's like, what have you done? What have you done? It's more like, no, seriously, what have you done besides, like in the next episode, we see lay on your back and get a ring from somebody, because that kind of is
No,
all
wait a
That
minute.
was shady.
That
though.
was- that-
That was shady. Kenya, you know that was shady because you trying to get a ring too. Get your life.
Right, but hold up.
Yeah.
Let's talk also about real quick. Miss Porsha, it's not easy to have a charity. It's not easy to be in charge of a charity.
Her charity had like 10 people at it.
No, because wait until our tell you about
That
some
was
stuff.
like the event that Bravo told her to host right now
Right.
because she's now going to be on the show.
It's-
So that was her homegirls.
It's hard to have a charity when you've got 10 other things going on, but it's not hard to have a charity when your husband's a gazillionaire and you're sitting at home all day.
That's
But I think that
very
she does
true.
more. Remember, she does marketing for her grandfather's charity.
Which again, I think Kenya has a point. She's just kind of, I don't know if you can use the word riding the coattails because it's your grandfather and you're carrying on his legacy, but Kenya's like, you're just doing what your grandfather already built for you, like everything.
But that she's still maintaining a business at the end of the day.
That's good that she hasn't let it fall
She's
off.
still maintaining. She's educated herself. Now she would be, we'd give her a side eye if she just was that girl, like the gold
And who
digger
knows
girl.
what-
Yeah.
and no. I mean, I hate to bring it up, but I mean, she was in music. She, did her thing. She was in music videos.
was
She's done her
young.
little
She's
situation.
cute.
She
I
talked
like
about
her.
it.
I mean,
I
I'm
like
not trying to
what-
hate on her,
I'm
but
gonna say, in her little interviews that she was doing, her eye makeup, she was looking.
She's
Go
big.
Porsha.
he just
Go
loves you
Porsha.
because of your eyeshadow.
I did. I thought it
love
was-
Porsha.
yeah.
She's
I like her.
cute.
She's cute.
But I loved
And I like her
Miss
hair.
Kenya tonight at the very end
Honey.
when she said something about,
Put it back.
bitch, you 40. She said, oh, I am 40 and I'm fabulous.
Fabulous.
I am fabulous. I am gone with the wind fabulous.
honey.
But I think she didn't even say that to Porsha, did she? She was just
I don't
telling the
know
other
who
girls.
she's talking to.
She was just ranting. She was going
She
in.
did pirouettes.
Honey,
She,
splits.
Miss Phaedra was
kicks.
like, well, all right now.
I love it.
Phaedra wanted
Phaedra
to
was like,
laugh. Yeah.
and then she backed up. Phaedra loved every second.
Oh
She was
my
like, I'm
goodness.
writing that down.
It's almost like Kenya did it for Phaedra. Like that's how much Phaedra loved it. And then Phaedra's like, alrighty then. And
She wanted to laugh. Did you see
I
Phaedra's
loved
face?
it.
Oh,
I loved
it.
every second of that. All right, so not that I have news, but I want to do a little gossip section.
Give it
right
to
here.
me.
all right, we've been waiting.
AfterBuzz TV News.
So Miss Porsha was on The Breakfast Club, and actually, before I get to that one, 'cause that's, so
Hurry.
Cynthia and
Peter?
Kenya
Kenya?
had this little back-to-back video thing on Bossip.com. You guys can check it out. They put up today, and they're kind of talking about each other. So I'm thinking that this shows their friendship is actually going to build because they kind of were talking very positive about each other. They said, we had our little hustle with each other, but we're both strong, independent women. And Kenya says, I think Cynthia is a lot more like me than, I thought at the first. So it's going to be interesting to see where their friendship is because they seem really cool.
Hmm.
Interesting.
I
like
can
to
see
see
that.
that.
I don't see Cynthia like holding a grudge.
Yeah, she's not. She doesn't hold grudges.
Which is interesting because when you hear NeNe talk about her Kenya in interviews, it kind of comes off like, oh,
Well,
Well,
that's what
that's
she
her-
did
that's-
on Wendy Williams prior to the show.
oh yeah, that too.
She was like, "Oh, I am the. Oh, I mean the other girls. Oh, yes.
Yeah, that's NeNe's go-to because that's another way to
Exactly.
piss off girls is act like they don't exist.
It's
and
funny.
you don't know them.
Okay, so then Porsha Stewart was on The Breakfast Club,
Yes.
and it was just a short little clip that they had. But she was talking about a couple things. Now, did you guys know that there were rumors about Cordell Stewart being gay?
Yes.
Thoughts on that?
I don't
I
believe
Because
that.
didn't know
she
that.
she didn't know either. Really, she was like, I
Alright.
mean, I've heard things. She's like, but they were like, did you ask him about it? She was like, no. If my husband's a man, he knows how to put it down. He's the manliest man I've ever had. So it was interesting just to hear that rumor and how
Yeah.
she reacted.
Well, back in
where
his
there's
heyday-
smoke, there's fire. Oh
I
my
don't believe
God!
that. Well, back
Look,
in
we
his
looking at
heyday-
Walter and Cordell might be
I
hitting it in the rooms.
know.
Nah, I don't.
All right,
believe
tell
that.
us what you've heard.
Back in
Well,
his heyday.
back in his heyday when he was in the league, the rumor around town was that he was
Caught in a park with a man.
gay.
That's
Yes.
what- I mean, you kn-
basically.
Dude,
well,
those
there you
rumors
go.
don't come out of nowhere.
Right, and Miss Angie on the
And they
Breakfast Club be
And
throwing
they
all the
said
tea.
that Porsha is his beard.
Hello, she's like the perfect beard.
I don't believe it though. I don't.
I don't
refuse
believe
to.
it either.
No,
He-
I don't think so.
I mean, I don't.
think so.
I guess it doesn't matter either way. But he is like kind of just like really nice to her
Cheery
and
and-
very happy.
But I
and-
think that's him though. I think that's the core of who he is.
And
I
that's
mean,
why
he's
they
a
work
southern
so well.
guy. Yeah. He's seasoned.
I think Portia's the type of girl, like, even if she found out, like, even on the show, like, if someone, like, said, we heard your boyfriend's gay, I'd be like, what? No, that's not even true. That she was kind of just like, yeah.
I don't
maybe
think
he
she
picked
would.
her because he knows she'll just be like, I love you anyway, I'll still be your
No,
wife.
she's not simple like that.
No?
No. She gets down.
Well, so not only did they ask about her marriage, but then they brought up Miss Kenya, and this is I'm gonna try and say exactly how it was said because you have to pick up. And I want to see if you guys pick up on how she said it.
Okay.
So Angie says, so a couple things I want to ask you about Kenya. First, what's going on with her and Walter? She was like, we want to know if there's any truth behind these. First, what's going up with her and Walter? Are they really a couple? Is that fake? Second, we heard that Kenya's broke and that's why she had to come do the show. So they go to Miss Porsha and Porsha says, well, I know about the second one, but in reference to Walter,
I can't.
come on, what did you get from that? Kenya's broke.
Kenya's broke.
I don't know.
Well,
I'm
what
broke.
honestly,
I don't
what
have no
has
money.
she been doing? And I bet a production company, if it's not making movies, is losing money.
Mhm.
And she keeps saying that she moved back to Atlanta for her family and to get married. Well, she has no marriage prospects because
Oh.
Walter is not ready to get married. So, like, really, why did you move back to Atlanta except that you can't maybe like afford LA anymore?
Ooh, you want to live in a
That was
nice big
rich,
house. That was a
honey. You
rich.
read.
She keeps
For the
being-
opportunity.
She keeps like being very. If you want to move back to Atlanta, fine. But
She
she
wants a
keeps.
southern man.
She keeps saying it. She said it again in this episode, like why she moved back to Atlanta, like. And NeNe said, "Why don't you go back to LA and like kind of move on or something?" And she's like, "No, I'm here now." It's like, yeah, because I can't afford anything else.
I don't
Well,
believe it.
So whether it's true or not,
She still gets that Martin residual for that one episode she was on.
Ooh.
And Martin.
that's cute.
just
When they
saying.
play that episode.
Yeah.
Every night.
How many seasons of that was Martin?
A lot.
Right. So then she started talking about the relationship, and she just basically came full out and was like, "It's fake." Like,
But how
I mean,
we
fake?
know
They
that
now.
used to date? Like how fake is fake?
We
Well,
don't
no, the
even
rumor-
know if that's real. They probably just know each other from like
they
around
talked
the
for
way.
3 weeks, wasn't
2
it?
years ago.
2 years ago for
ago.
3 weeks or 3 months. I can't remember.
If that's
off the
even
top.
true, because now I'm giving her
All
a
right,
side eye.
so I heard that about Miss Kenya, and you know I had to do my little investigating, and I have.
Jesse's favorite thing to do is to find out how much he's.
Oh, I love
are
looking up
worth.
net worths.
I do too. I can't believe it's like known.
But
to the
I was
world.
really surprised. I was on Kenya,
Spit it out. I want
but then I found something else that I never knew. And if you guys are like, Jesse, really,
Come
I'm
on,
sorry.
spit it.
So
I'm-
obviously,
I hope it's about Sheree.
so I do have Sheree's on here too, actually. Candy is worth the most, 35 million.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Second comes in NeNe, 4.5 million.
That's a huge jump.
With
oh my God.
Greg,
This bitch is.
last year she was only 3.5, but this year she's worth 4.5. With Greg, it's 5.5.
But 35 to 4, that's a huge jump.
So that means Greg's worth 1 million
She's
bucks.
still rich.
Oh, she is
very rich.
very rich.
I got like $2.
So I'm not going to tell you who third is yet. I'm going to come back to that person. So third within the women
Phaedra.
is Miss Phaedra, 2 million. With Apollo, it's 2.4 million.
It's 2.25 cents.
Oh.
Is that? But do we know if her funeral home is like?
That's what this
and
year. That's
cracking?
what her
Oh, okay.
her net worth is. Kimmy, I'm writing that
Kimmy.
because that's what. Kim is 1.5 million, but with her husband, she's worth 5.5 million. Okay.
Shoulder
Glad
shrug.
he's still got
Who
some
cares?
money.
Kenya reportedly is worth 1.5 million. Now, I was like, well, that's not broke, like 1.5 million. But I was having a conversation actually with Mikey, and he was like, look at Lindsay Lohan, like that. It's not broke, but when you live a certain lifestyle,
It's nothing.
that's why that's why I feel she moved back to Atlanta.
Well, I'll take it.
Right.
I can make it work. I got $2.
In Atlanta.
So I'm sorry. I said Candy was
What about
first.
Cynthia?
Before we get to Cynthia,
Porsha.
before we get to the bottom of the totem pole.
Oh.
Ooh. So Miss Porsche is actually worth by herself $16 million.
From her grandfather?
I'm assuming from her
By-
grandfather, the charity,
Who
everything she's
cares?
got going.
She's rich.
Wow.
so I
she's
can imagine
young,
with
little,
Cordell.
hot, rich
She's
girl.
31 with coins.
Right.
Holler.
Dang.
Now Miss Cynthia,
Don't do
what do you
it.
want to say? What do you guys want to say? First of all, Miss Sheree is, I want to say Sheree was like 200,000, which is no, because what do you think Cynthia's is?
Don't say the same.
Worse. Peter's drowned her out of all her money on those bars.
Reportedly, Cynthia is worth $50,000. Her net worth this year was $50,000.
She has to make good money for
Now,
modeling.
guess what Peter's net worth is? This is where I just gagged. $3 million.
I don't believe that about Cynthia.
Well, so this is what I'm
You said
wondering. If it
50
gets into
Gs?
like money things, if somehow with the accounts they had to make it look like he made more money for something. You know what I mean? Like I'm trying to figure how that comes. $50,000. I mean, these are I looked up on different resources.
I don't know about that.
That's what I have
That's
rumored
like
as hers.
nothing. But even when she's on the show, she's like, "Oh, I've been to Anguilla many times for modeling." Like she always says she's doing this modeling stuff. That pays money.
Yeah, but when was the last time you've seen Cynthia in something?
I guess.
Technically, she's got her agency, but that's not bringing in money.
I don't believe that. I refuse to believe it. If y'all know, tweet me, let me know.
But so this is what I'm saying. I wonder if it was something with the
That's not
accountants or at the
true.
end of the year.
They have to make
Peter $3 million.
They have to make him look like he's the one with the money for his business.
well, he has
ventures.
like 80 bars and restaurants and lounges.
that are all
Failing.
dead.
Are they all gone now?
Yeah, he ain't got none.
Oh, yeah.
He opened a second one that they didn't even show on the show.
Well, he's an elder, so he has like retirement, 401k is probably up in that joint pension plans. Anyways, wow.
Shout out
believe
to
that, though.
Courtney because she just got home and she watched us and she said, "Ooh, y'all going in," and Stephanie's on fire for calling her a tramp.
I'm just repeating what everyone said.
So,
but
I don't know. I mean-
you don't get proposed to 6 times unless.
Peter $3 million.
I don't believe that about Cynthia. Anyways,
We're gonna. I'm telling you. I want you to do your research,
I sure will.
and you're gonna come back with the same numbers.
holler.
All right, let's get into predictions.
And now, your AfterBuzz TV.
Which to me means NeNe only made $1 million, only $1 million, off of the new TV show New Normal, because she was worth 3.5 last year, and Glee put together.
Well, Glee was only like an
A
appearance.
few
Yeah,
episodes.
so that wouldn't be a lot.
Yeah.
Interesting. All right, so next year we got Kenya talking ish about Porsha to Walter, who doesn't care, and then we got Porsha talking ish about Kenya to Cordell, who doesn't
He
care.
doesn't care.
And we got booty shaking, horse ridings, and then Walter corrects Kenya about marriage.
Which, at the end of the show, that was not the good preview. They showed the good preview in the commercial break a few commercials before. He, like, seriously looks at her. He's like, "You think I'm going to marry you?" And he's like, "Did you say..." He almost calls her out and says something like, "Are you telling people that?" And she gets so mad that she literally, that was not an edit. Like, she got up and walked out when he was calling her out.
I don't have a prediction.
No
None.
prediction?
Nope. Because I don't know. I don't know. They're still going to be together.
And then she's like, "Are you drunk?" He was, like, drinking, obviously, trying to, like, look cool in front of the other guys.
Because that flat top.
Because we're only seeing what the girls are talking about. When the girls
I
are all
would like to see
together,
what the
the
guys
guys are together talking, and they're probably all giving him a hard time.
Well,
Talk about crazy-ass
apparently
Kenya.
that's when, this is when Peter, the production has Peter asking Walter to get him to propose, saying they'll give you money, they'll pay for it.
Yeah.
Supposedly.
Ooh, really?
That's what the blog is
Get
saying.
it.
So
All
I'm
right.
gonna have Miss Corrinne
Yes.
do her research.
I'm going to see. Because I don't believe that 50
I'm just saying this is what,
50 G's.
and this is on like this is where everyone's net worths are.
All right.
And I'm just saying I'm bringing it up because I think there's a scandal involved with that.
Scandalous.
$50,000, like Sheree making more money than you. All right, guys. Thank you so much for tuning in. Make sure you guys help us get us to #1 on iTunes. Download, rate, subscribe, comment. We will give you a shout out. Make sure you follow us at AfterBuzz TV on Facebook, Twitter, and now on Instagram. You can follow me at DJ Jesse J.
Steph Bauer TV.
At Just Saying 08 and my blog, justsaying08.com.
Ooh, her blog be giving the tea.
Holler.
Until next time, same place. Peace.
Peace. Oh, yes. Gone with the Wind.
From
Fabulous.
Bing.com, executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Gone with the Wind, fabulous.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.